Hello and welcome to the Flix Forum podcast, where each episode we go back and we look at a Netflix original film in the order of release. Today we have a Netflix 413th film from 2021. It's the German thriller called Black Island, or Schwarze Insel. It's directed by Miguel Alexandre and stars Hanns Zischler, Dwyer and Mercedes Muller. I'm Jesse, I'm your host. Thank you for joining me today for this Netflix original film. As always, if this is a film you haven't seen yet and you're interested in checking it out, give us a pause and come back a little bit later on because I'm going to spoil it as we go. And I guess the first spoiler is this is an international film, which at times I've struggled to find anything out about. So this might be a very short episode. But other than that, let's jump into it with our Fast Flicks, where we do a quick little summary of what the film is all about. So this one's about a new teacher who comes to a small town and has some secrets. Ooh, there we go. Thriller. Let's do a bit of a wrap up. What's Netflix's line, their log line on their service for the film? It's this tense and unnerving thriller about an enigmatic teacher rattling a remote island town features Philip Fressant and Alice Dwyer from A Quiet Life. There you go. That doesn't give you much. But while you're watching Netflix and pause it, the little log line there says, the dark secrets of a seemingly peaceful island threaten to swallow up an orphan student when he grows close to a mysterious new teacher. There we go. Interesting. Hopefully that intrigues you and you want to give it a watch. Other than that direct German title of Schwarze Insel is Black Island, so the same in Australia, or in English, sorry, not in Australian, we're not our own language. In Portuguese, it's called Island of Secrets. In Hungarian, it's called Island in the North Sea. That just tells you the location, nothing else. And in Chinese, it's called Dark Island. So there we go. So a few little plays on that as well. I think the title's probably a little bit misleading too, the idea that the island actually has something to do with what's occurred. Anyway, let's talk a little bit more. Lisa Caroline Hofer, she's an actor in this movie, and also gets her debut writing credit with this film. She's the lady in the yellow jacket at the end of the film. So there you go. There's a little interesting fact on the side. This was filmed in and around Amrum and in Germany, as well as some scenes in Berlin too. And it did hit Netflix on the 18th of August, 2021. What are the critics and audiences saying about this film? Rotten Tomatoes, there are no reviews. Nothing from critics, nothing from nothing from the critics. The audience, there's less than 50 ratings and it sits at 31%, so that's fairly low. On IMDb, it sits at a 5.2 out of 10 on 3,700 ratings, so not a lot of eyeballs there. Same for Letterboxd. Only 3,500 people have rated it with 4,500 logging. Sits at a 2.1 out of 5, so that is on the low end. And then on Metacritic, on that traffic light system of red, yellow, and green, the critics there's nothing there. The audience has it at a 4.6 out of 10, but that's only on 5 reviews, but is in the yellow section of those traffic lights. So, what are my thoughts? What are my early thoughts on this one? Do I agree? What am I was all on board for the idea that this was a thriller with some supernatural elements, because I feel like they were played up an awful lot in this film, but it's just a seedy, gross, incestuous thriller at the end of the day. So not a big fan, to be honest. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the characters. Let's talk about what we learn in this film. So I guess the main character in this film is Jonas. Jonas is this young boy who's, I guess we start off with his grandmother dying, then his parents die, and he's got to move in with his grandfather so he can stay on the island. He's ready to move away, but the grandfather, Friedrich, offers for him to stay. His passions are writing. He likes to write, and this engages the new teacher who rocks up, whose name is Helena. So she seems cool and different to the other teachers. A little bit questionable. She invites students over to her house to drink beer and build furniture for her. That's super wild. But this Helena lady, it's pretty obvious that she is the person responsible for not only his grandmother's death, but his parents' death in a car accident at the start of the film too. So as an audience, you're just sitting here waiting for the reveal to say, what's her deal? What's going on? Why is she killing people? And for me, I felt like it had something to do with the island, because the title Black Island, etc. But I'm just going to spoil the film. It has nothing to do with it whatsoever. So Friedrich, Jonas's grandfather I mentioned before, seemed like he was a poor father to Jonas's dad. And this probably ties in with his disagreement with his father's writing ambitions, a bit like Jonas. And it's revealed he's a retired school teacher and holds power in this small island town, and he has this ability to make everyone feel inadequate himself, and there is a bit of a connection with Helena too. The only other character I'll sort of touch on, I mean, Jonas has a few friends that are there on the island, but his main friend is Nina, and I guess she's an age-appropriate flame for Jonas, who she's sort of sad at the thought of him moving away from the island, and she's super supportive, and he helps her too with her writing throughout the film as well. The director, Miguel Alexandre, 39 directing credits, a lot of German TV movies as well. So obviously is trusted in Germany to make content. Let's talk about some scenes. What are some scenes that worked? What scenes didn't work? The thing that stood out, there's a scene where Jonas whacks this Helena across the face with a pool skimmer, like the thing used to catch leaves in a pool. I like that. That was good. Other than that, there's not much that I liked. I think the forgettable sort of things, Jonas goes over to this teacher's place. He drinks wine. He gets some fellatio. It was just like, what is going on here? This cannot be happening. It was weird. And then this teacher, Helena, somehow gets into Jonas's house in the middle of the night while he's asleep and gets on top of him and pretty much sexually assaults him while demonic music plays. It was weird. The teacher, Helena, she kills Nina. And the slow motion, it was almost slow-mo of Jonas coming to the school. Is he going to find her, killing her? What's going to happen? And then the teacher just hides her body under a bookshelf in like the library or the classroom, and then waits till the class is done. There's still lots of people around the school, and then drags the body out of the corridor, out of the school, and into the back of a van. Super ballsy that no one was going to see that. Helena, the teacher, and Jonas, they're just walking around the house naked together at night, and then it just grabs her from behind and goes for it. This is weird. This is a student and a teacher. This was so weird. And Helena gets the grandfather Friedrich from the hospital. He has a bit of an episode. He's at the hospital. She gets the ambulance people or the paramedics to just wheel him into the lounge that they're living in while Jonas is there. And obviously there's a connection between her and Heinrich as well. Themes, ideas, revenge. I haven't really touched on it, but the idea that Helena's here on this killing spree is for revenge. She's doing things to get back at people, and family ties into this as well. And I guess family are always there for you, but it's tricky when people uphold the dignity of their family name, and people don't want to mess with their family name because that creates friction. The idea of accepting challenges that come to you as well, and clearly what's right and what's wrong. This relationship is completely wrong, and I'm not sure how it ended up on screen. What else did I take away from this film? The Jonas character, good looking bloke. Like when he was on screen, I was like, he's a good looking bloke. But in saying that, like the idea of the relationship he has with Helena is just wild. Some questions, some pondering, some thoughts, some ideas. The murder in the library, like I sort of said this in the scenes, but it's wild. How can a teacher, like her fingerprints would have been everywhere. There's no one else that's been in the school. How does she manage to get away and then just dump this body at the beach? It just was too far-fetched. And at the start, the opening shot of this film is this dog murdering the grandma. Like, where did the dog go? If this dog belonged to Helena, like what's happening? I don't know. I'm so confused. And the school, they live near the sea. They're on an island, so they obviously use the beach as an open classroom almost. But where's the OH&S check to go down to the beach? The first sort of moment where Helena, the teacher, she invites the students to her house to help her move in and settle in, and she makes the boys work upstairs, and she makes Nina work downstairs, and Nina opens this cupboard and finds some suitcases with luggage tags, and Helena freaks out a bit, and she boards the whole room up. Like, what was the big deal? Like, surely she wouldn't have recognized the name on the luggage tags if that was what she was worried about. It shouldn't have been that big a deal. There's a random shot of Jonas in the shower moaning after seeing his teacher. Like, again, like, I'm not going to describe it, but what is going on here? And Helena says to Jonas, "We're both adults. You make your own decisions." This does not matter. This is not a statement that you make. She's in a position of power. It is so wrong. And then this line in the film, when she reveals that she's the daughter of Jonas's grandfather and says, "It makes me your aunt." Like, I had to stop and just go, this is gross. What on earth? Not only is she the teacher, she's related to him. So whacked. as I'm talking this through, I'm disliking the film more and more. Yeah, wild. Anyway, I'm ready to wrap this one up. I can't really talk much more about it because I can't really recommend this at all. Like, yes, we give the film a rating out of 5. I'm going to wrap it up. Like, yes, there's some nice scenery and some good-looking people in the film, but such questionable morals and decisions which don't help this narrative. And yeah, I'm giving this a 1.5 out of 5. 1.5 out of 5 for me. I'm disliking this film more and more the more I talk about it. We're on socials. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, and we have X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm going to put a question on social media. The idea, did you feel like there were supernatural vibes in this film? That's a question because there's really none whatsoever, but they play it out throughout the film as if there's something supernatural going on with the island, and this teacher, Helena, has something to do with this supernatural idea, and realistically, she's just this woman hell-bent on revenge for her family and someone who's ruined her life. And especially the final shot, like, this film finishes with Jonas leaving the island. He's on a boat, he sees someone on the boat that he thinks is the teacher, he freaks out, and then this woman he talks to on the boat points to the island they're leaving, this map on the boat, and it's coloured in black to some sort of symbolism that the idea that the island is haunted or a black dot, or because of the pain and trauma there. I'm not sure, but seriously, rubbish way to end the film. I don't know, guys. I'm frustrated. I'm gonna stop. We're back next episode. Next episode, we have another international film. It's from 2021. It's the Brazilian comedy called The Secret Diary of an Exchange Student. It's directed by Bruno Garotti and stars Larissa Manoela, Thadia Lopez, and Bruno Montalino. So give that one a watch if you're interested in comedy. Hopefully that brings us back up after this one, because I can't recommend this or discuss this again. I'm going to put this in the back of my memory and go, whoever came up with this story, yeah, please, no more. I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening today.